I do not believe that every woman should know how to cook. I don't believe that every woman should know how to clean. I don't think that every woman should know how to care for the home.
Really? Why is that?
Because I think that women and men in this day and age are being raised very different. So a lot of women are not applying their focus onto being a homemaker. So learning how to cook and clean and those features may not be something that a woman is focusing on when it comes to her future.
So you don't believe at a base level that a woman should know how to cook and clean?
No.
So how is she? So she's not supposed to cook and clean for herself?
Well, if she's focusing on her career, I know many women in this day and age that are having cleaning services. They have services paid for, and their cooking may be very minimal if they are, or they're using services to provide food, or they're eating out, if that's not their primary focus.
So, but that would make them fully dependent on outside services for the rest of their lives.
That's fine. I think, again, if a woman is focusing her career, there's a focus on either education or career, that may not be something that is an issue for them.
What about when you have kids? Like, are you gonna rely on your staff to teach your kids how to clean, or are they not going to be taught how to cook and clean? I'm a little confused because I just feel like these are very valuable things that one parent can pass on to their children, but more importantly, just be able to do it for yourself. And you're saying that you don't feel like it's important.
Yeah, because who's to say that? Because I found it very interesting that you just said one of the parents to pass on. What's to say that she doesn't find a partner that likes to cook? And it comes from the partner in the relationship.
That would be ideal, but at core, right? Prior to like getting the job to be able to pay for those things, prior to finding a mate that can provide those things, how is that person carrying on throughout that time? Are they just eating cereal and ramen noodles and living like a slob until they can pay for?
Oh my God! First of all, pause.
If you can't cook, if you can't
clean.
Wait,
pause. What do you mean living like a slob?
If someone does not have the skills to clean for themselves, then how are they living? And they can afford to pay for it. How are they living?
I'm not going to make the assumption that they're a slob, though.
I mean, 1 + 1 = 2.
I don't see things like that.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like get sidetracked. That's kind of struck me that you said that. So I just kind of wanted to dig a bit deeper in that. But please continue.
So would you consider yourself someone that when we first began our relationship, someone that knew how to cook and someone that knew how to clean?
No.
Okay, but we're still in a relationship, functioning very well.
Right, but I learned how to cook and I learned how to clean.
So who's to say that when they get into a relationship that they can't learn those things? I don't think it's essential for them to know how to do to be in a relationship. I do think it's something that they can grow to do. Cooking and cleaning is, to me, what I would consider monkey work. You can learn how to do that. I think the things that I'm talking about come from within.
It just sounded, I don't know, it just sounded like these things are just not, you feel like they're not essential.
I don't, because if that was the case, then...
But we're teaching these things to our kids now.
I know, but you learned it from me. It was not something that you knew how to do. We're still functioning very fruitfully in this relationship. So I do not think it's essential, because when I looked at you as a partner, Ebro, I did not look at you as a partner that I needed to know how to cook and clean. I didn't even look at you as a partner that needed to provide for me. I looked at you for the core things of who you are as a human being. Those are the things that drew me to you for a partner.
Well, I will say, and I'm pretty sure that prior to meeting you, those things probably counted against me in my relationships.
Well,
and
that doesn't matter.
And the reason, not to like I need to defend myself, but the reason I grew up that way, because I wasn't taught how to cook and clean the way we're teaching our kids how to cook and clean for themselves. And I would think that we're doing it because we feel like it's essential for them.
I think that it's going to be good for them as a whole to function on their whole as a human being. But that's not to say that they're not going to then potentially partner up with someone that doesn't have those skills and they still won't want to partner with them. So that's why I'm looking at it. I don't even consider those things an essential. Do you see now why I don't consider it essential?
I do, but I'm gonna disagree with you.
Okay, you're entitled to disagreeing. I find it ironic though that you didn't have those skills, but you think it's essential for a woman to have those skills.
No, I think
that
it's
sounds
essential.
very like.
I think it's essential for just a human being as,
So then why,
as a person, right, to have those skills. If you were brought up in an environment where those things weren't taught to you, then that's unfortunate. But if you were taught those things and you just decided, you know what, I don't need this, I think that you're tossing away a very valuable thing.
That sounds so contradictory to me. How is it that you're gonna say you think a woman should have these things, or a person should have them in a relationship?
People in general, yes.
Fine. But initially you started the conversation with saying that you were surprised that I thought that it shouldn't be an essential that women should have. But you yourself did not possess these things. And then you're saying, well, if you weren't taught it, then, oh, well.
Okay. I'm going to just repeat it one more time.
Okay.
I value them now because once I was taught them, I realized how valuable they were.
Oh, okay.
Right? That's where the value came in. And a lot of the things I picked up from being with you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little surprised that someone as such as yourself that carries themselves in a way that's very, very clean and organized. Mm-hmm. And I picked up a lot of value in those things for you to say that, you don't feel like it's important. I was just a little struck by that.
What I said was, don't think it's essential.
You don't think it's essential, important. I mean, they're kind of the same thing.
It's not.
I said kind of.
Okay, but I don't see it to be the same.
All right, cool.
And yes, I carry myself that way. But what I've learned from our long-term relationship is those things are not what hold your relationship together. Me knowing how to cook and clean is not what keeps our relationship together.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. There was a couple of relationships that I was in. When I came out of it, I was like, yo, I need somebody who can cook.
Okay, understood. But
so,
again, from my
perspective, that was a plus when I met you. Like, that was kind of one of the things that, and I think I could speak for a lot of guys, right? When they meet a woman that can cook, it goes right through the heart to the stomach and sinks its hook in.
Okay. So I'm just going to revert back to what I was saying before. I do not think that those are things that holds a relationship together.
Nah. I don't know. It was
long term. I don't.
Okay. All right. I just want to reiterate that it just kind of caught me by surprise to hear you say that. I never would have thought that I would ever hear you say something like that.
Okay.
But I respect your point of view.
Thank you. So let's get into the things that I think are essential.